Hi friends, my name is Bhavya Mangla. I'm IATF qualified author having a total experience of more than 32 years. I'm again back with a very interesting topic, and today I'm going to talk about ERG, Employee Resource Group, which is as per ISO30415, which is related to diversity, equity and inclusion. By the time this video will end, you will understand what exactly is the meaning of ERG, what is the purpose of it is, why it is important, and how an organization effectively implement ERG so that they can effectively get the benefit of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, when we go around and see that wherever we live in societies, there is some association which is there. If you look into the colleges also, there is some union which is there. What is the purpose of that? The objective is that whatever are the needs, the expectation of the people who are working there, or maybe in college, the students who have there some expectation, maybe with respect to the college, about the library, about the food and all that, they should have a place where they can share all their thoughts and they can work together so they can fulfill all their requirements. Something similar is with respect to ERG, Employee Resource Group, which is there in the organizations. It all started almost 60 years back, and now in all the big companies, you can find different ERGs group. So primarily, what is that? It is the involuntary groups. The objective is to understand the needs and expectation of especially those people who are underprivileged, the people who don't have much voice, and to understand their needs and to make sure that they are coming to the platform so that they are also in line with the entire organization. At the moment, if we think about organizations, maybe companies like Uber, Google, and there are many such organizations who have got ERG groups. Now, the one more very important thing to understand is that what is the purpose of ERG group? The first and the foremost important group of any ERG group is to improve the working condition for the alienated workers. Say, for example, there are some contract workers and who don't have any voice, but they may need some PPEs, personal protective equipment. So, how can an organization can provide that through the help of these ERG groups? Then, secondly, making the physical work environment better for everyone. Maybe an organization, maybe people are from different genders, LGBT society, community. Now, maybe there is a need for having a gender neutral toilet. So maybe that can be one of the need. Or maybe there are certain people who are physically challenged. So there can be some some arrangements which can be made so that they can work comfortably and they can move here and there comfortably. Then the next important thing could be to bring the employees together at a safer place so that they can talk freely, whatever is in their mind, they can say and they can feel comfortable after sharing their thoughts. The next very important thing is to identifying and developing leaders in the making. Now, there can be a possibility that the people who don't have much voice, still they have got some talent in them. So, how to bring that talent? So, for example, there are certain countries where people are speaking vernacular language, which is not the very common used language. But there can be some people who have got extremely good talent. So, how that talent can be bring out? That can be another reason for that. Then another important thing aspect with respect to this is lowering the chance of suppression and the frustration. There are many countries and there are many companies where there's discrimination on the basis of caste, color, religion. So how we can make a ERG group so that people have their voice and they can say what they want to do. Then that brings a very important, interesting question that why do we need ERG group? So ERG groups are required to create an environment where people can work freely and we can create a culture of innovation. We all know that we are passing through a very challenging time where everyone is fighting to get their pie in the business. When the ERG groups are there, they help the organizations to make a much better environment so that people can work together and they can create such an environment where good things can happen. But that brings a very important question that how to make these ERG groups and what can be done with respect to that. So the first and foremost thing which is important is first of all identify the different categories which are there in each organization, which can be unique for each organization, and then identify what are the possible ERG groups can be formed. So for example, the ERG groups which can be formed, it can be related to culture, race, ethnicity, maybe people with disabilities, for women, for religion, maybe for gender identity minorities, for sexual orientation minorities. It can be with respect to age minorities, or it can be with respect to the parents, working parents, single parents, or the people who are caregivers. And once it is being done, there are certain steps which can be done to start this particular process. The first thing is, first of all, we should know where we are. Unless and until we are clear that what is the present status and where we want to reach, it is very difficult to take it further. So first of all, we should have some baseline to know where we are and where we want to reach, so that we can track that what is our progress with respect to that. Then the second thing is to have some guiding principles. Once we think about ERG, another objective is that what exactly we want to achieve from that. Unless and until that thing is very clear, there is a very high possibility that we will not move further, and whatever we will do, that is not going to help the organization. So it is important to identify that also. Then thirdly, to seek the executive sponsorship for any work which is happening in the organization. Unless and until the top management is involved, nothing can happen. So in this also, it's also very important that whenever ERG group is being formed, there should be a close interaction with the top management, and there should be some representative from the top management who should be part of this ERG group, because only then these ERG groups can survive and they can deliver the results what is possible. And the last very important thing is to offer the growth opportunities. Now, it's also very important that when we are making ERG groups, the objective is not only to identify those underrepresented groups, but also to identify the big talent which is there, so that they can also get some opportunities to deliver what best they can do. And certainly when ERG groups are effectively implemented in any company, it certainly makes a very good environment where people are working together, the work culture improves, the employee retention becomes much better, and then it becomes a benchmark for all the other industries, and they also want to become something similar to what those companies are doing. My next video will be with respect to this area of diversity, equity, and inclusion, where I'll be talking more with respect to HR processes. Regularly, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side, and they are helping me to understand your expectations. So please do continue that. And in case you want to understand a little bit more about this particular video, you'll find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog there. There you'll find this information in much more detail. And in case you are liking these kind of videos and blogs, you can always share with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website